Hello YouTubers, it is Gizzy Greenfingers here, and today what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be giving this lemon tree I've had for 6 years a new lease of life, because I have just neglected it. So we're going to repot it, we're going to wire it to try and get it in that tree sort of shape, try and do something with it, because I've just been cutting it back year after year. I haven't even fed it for 6 years, really. I did buy some feed. I fed it a couple of times and then that was it. I just didn't bother. Just kept it watered in that little tiny pot. But I will be wiring it so it sort of looks more like a lemon tree. Now, these poor roots, but what we want to do is try and ease it out of the pot without damaging it or snapping it. It'll go, it will go. You just got to give it a gentle ease. There you go. Oh, that's 6 years worth of roots in the making there. Then what you want to do is you want to get one of them little forky things, like a little rake for roots. But look at that. Look how long that is. I should be ashamed. I am. That's why I'm doing something today. Plus I'm bored and I've got a free pot. Well, it wasn't free. It cost me a lot of money. But anyway. So you just want to gently rake around the roots and get all the soil out. Now this is a delicate job, so take your time. There's no need to rush it. Now I did read up, if you do root prunes on citrus trees, not to feed them 3 weeks after you've done your root prune. We'll double check that, but yeah, after repotting, probably it should get enough nutrients from the compost and all that I've done for it. So I've had this about 5-6 years, and the trunk hasn't really grown much whatsoever. So I don't know how old it is in its entirety. I really don't. Let me know how old you think this is. It was grown from seed, which that's what I want. I don't want grafts, not when you're bonsaiing. It's always got to be with seed. Saying that, I took a cutting from my weeping willow, and that, well, it's not a graft, but it's a cutting. So YouTubers, there we have it. That is my rootstock, and we'll take some long strandly roots out with my wire cutters. You don't want these big fat fuckers in here. Pardon my French. So we'll have him out, like so. Long one, isn't he? There's a few others I don't want in here. He's one. We'll have him out. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want him in there. We'll get rid of him. And him. There's plenty of roots on here, so I'm not worried, but we are in July, so I suppose you're not going to do this in July. I ain't got a clue, but I'd neglected it for so long, it just had to be done today. So if you want to see if this survives by the end of this, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and you will find out. I'll do an update. Even if it dies, I'll do an update. So I fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? You fucked up. And there we have it. That is good enough. That's all I want to really do in July. And it's lemon tree. But yeah, I don't want to risk any major trimming. But that's enough. That's good enough for the pot I'm going to put it in. And this is the pot I'm putting it in. Alright, that cost me 40 odd quid a fair few years back. I'll try and get one like that now. That's 60, 70 quid. It's extortionate. So I like to recycle my pots. First things first, you're going to want to wire your new tree into the pot. Now, I'm not very familiar with this. So, if it looks like I'm making a dog's dinner of it, it's probably because I am. So if you've got a fancy pot like this, you'll have little holes for wires. And you'll just pop them in like that. And then you pull it. Now, just because I'm trying to show you on camera, I can't move, so it's just a bit more. It's just a bit more of a hassle, shall we say. Now, I don't want to put the roots bare on the pot, so we'll put some soil under the rootstock, like so. Now, I'm using 1 part John Innes, number 3, or 2, can't remember. Sand and grit that I had for the chickens. They love it. And so do lemon trees, so I've heard. So I've got that somewhere so it's secure enough to put my soil on now. And what I'll do after is I'll get my pliers and I'll tighten it up so it really anchors it into the pot. Okay. Now this compost mix I made is bloody amazing. It is very loamy and I'm really quite proud of it. Hopefully it will do me justice. Now, it's not a 5-minute job putting the soil in, so I've had to fast forward it a bit. Voila! And I watered it. And that is what we got. Now, it should be able to grow now. Now, just zoom in. See, I got my pliers and I just twisted and twisted till it was properly anchored in, and then just cut the top off so it sits flushly on whatever surface it's on. So now it's for the complicated part, the wiring. Yes, where the F do you start? Well, I'm going to start with this branch here because I want some side branches going on. I don't know what the real word's called. I'm an amateur bonsaiist, but I just know what looks good, hopefully. Now I'm using a 2mm 12 gauge wire here, aluminium, because you don't want to be using copper wire because it's not good for trees really. Aluminium is great. Now it takes so bloody long wiring, so I've fast forwarded this times 32, and here we are. This is what stage we're at. Not quite finished yet, but we are getting there. Now I think I've got one more wire that I need to put on, so we get that tree structure looking realistic. That's that one. Just wants bending a little bit that way. You got to be careful when you're putting your wires on. You don't want to trap any leaves or get the wires going over the shoots or something. You got to be on it like a car bonnet. So that, I think I'm happy with that. he thinks he's happy with it. So we'll just some final touches, and then we'll nip him off. So YouTubers, that is where we are. That is it. That is the final article. That is the end piece. Oh, that'd be the shipyard. So that is my wiry mess. But it's an organised wiry mess. Remember that, organised wiry mess. You just got to watch out that it don't bite into the bark. So that is it. That is my lemon tree. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Gizzy Green Fingers.